Welcome back YouTubers to my channel of an everyday life of an Aspie. If you're new to my channel, I welcome you all. I'm Aspie. I'm really about creating mental health and awareness and sharing my life stories with Aspergers syndrome, OCD and the like. Also, along the way with the release of my love story with Aspergers syndrome and the like, I also do some tips and advice along the way for your personal health and your general health in general for anything that you go through, as well as maybe just to, remove the stigma and stereotyping of this condition that I'm doing right now of autism and Aspergers syndrome, since it's still fairly new. And also in saying that, I also do along the way some fun and games with some people, as well as just doing some normal everyday words of encouragement to support you all, regardless of what it may be you're going through, and hopefully to give you that clarity, peace and understanding, and hope so that I can be your guide for it all through this time that you may be struggling with. Feel free to comment or private message me if you feel the need or have to, just to say hi Aspie, and maybe share what you're going through if you really need a listening ear, or just maybe if you were wanting some form of advice from me, just private message me on my link that's linked below in Facebook, Aspie Answers. And I'll do utmost respect to actually keep up to date with you guys and actually be in touch with you as much as I can, regardless of what all is like, because as I know for a fact, it can be hard for finding someone you can trust and actually being able to share what's going on, especially maybe for someone like me as a stranger, but I've been done that with some of the things that maybe you guys have been through, but not as in depth maybe, but I could do the best I can to be your advocate, mentor, support person as much as I can. So as an able to mention so many times before about these autism and series, and there'll be more to come hopefully soon, even though I'm still, as said, missing in action, or not missing in action as such, but still researching some of the stuff of the one that I have promised you all of the narcissism series, because I know that one is going to be a real big broad topic out there for us all to maybe encounter or share or learn about, so to speak, because at the end of the day I've seen and been through it myself, obviously, and I'm hoping, as I said, to be your girl to support you in any way I can, so that hopefully we can learn from each other and educate each other one way or another. And even though, like I said in one of my videos before, or many of them, I'm no medical doctor, so if you see any warning signs or symptoms, regardless to the topics I'm about to share with you all, regardless what it may be, seek professional help for yourself or your loved one, or even seek an opinion for yourself or loved one, because I don't forever condone self-harm. I prefer you guys to be happy and free and actually be able to do your stuff. So this one's all about the 70 tricks and tips and tricks from a Friendly Aspie, from me to you, to educating students with them. So hopefully you're liking these. Smash the like button, and also just give me a heads up by commenting below saying, hey Aspie, yes I'm enjoying these, or something along those lines, so I can actually get some feedback is good, because then I can find ways to improve myself in one way or another of some of the topics that may not have been shared, or some of the topics I may have missed out on. It's all about learning and progressing on as much as we can. So as you know, basically, research has shown or has been identified that in a classroom environment, or characteristics of a classroom, there is ways to promote success for children with Asperger's syndrome and autism. Basically, this goes for any students as well, but as I said before, I'm clearly addressing for autistic or people with autistic, or just people that are working alongside with autistic, so you guys can get a fair grip to things. There is some individualized instruction, interesting curriculum, positive reinforcement, predictability, short working periods, small student to teacher ratio, and plenty of other structures that is coming into play with the instructional environment. It has also been shown and intensified by research that optimal teacher characteristics such as your consistency, firmness, frequent monitoring of the child's work, humour, knowledge of the behaviour management strategies that need to be put into place with people on the spectrum, patience, empathy, personal and positive expectations can go a long way. So as I said before, here are some quick and simple 70 quick and simple tips and tricks from a Friendly Aspie like me that are highly effective, and hopefully These will be highly effective enough when you're teaching students that are on the autism spectrum. So, number 1, allow the child to change seats and places as long as they stay on task. Number 2, allow the child to chew gum to reduce anxiety if needed. 3, allow the child to stand and walk with a clipboard if possible as long as they remain on task. 4, allow the child to use learning aids, computers, and calculus for different parts of the task. 5, allow the student to manipulate an object, doodle, squeeze a ball, bend a pipe cleaner or paper clip, handle another non-distracting item as long as they attend and are on task. Number 6, assign a capable study buddy who can remind and assist the active autism child. Number 7, assign another child to be a support buddy who works with the distractible student and provides one-to-one attention to assist in completing the task. Number 8, assign duties that require self-control. Example, line leader, materials distributor, etc. Prepare the student for the duty, encourage the student, and force the student during and after that activity or task at hand. Number 9, assign the child to a seat that best allows them to observe while avoiding any distractions. Example, away from doors, personal sharpness, etc. etc. 10, assign the test grade based on the performance on different aspects of the assignment, i.e. organisation, writing mechanisms, penmanship, subject knowledge that has been displayed, etc. etc. Number 11, be sure you have the student's attention before you start the class. Number 12, develop good rapport with the child. Asperger's students are more likely to respond to emotional connections than contingent consequences. Number 13, devise interesting activities. 14, eliminate excessive noise. 15, eliminate excessive visual stimuli and clutter that might distract the student. 16, employ study carrels or seat that the student in the area of the class with the least distractions and or face the desk towards the wall. However, don't forever isolate the student for long periods of time because it may stigmatize the student, allowing the child to engage in group work too. So inclusion is important here. 17, encourage moms and dads to build physical activity into the student's out-of-school schedule. 18, ensure that your style of presentation is enthusiastic and interesting. 19, give a general overview first. Let the child know what will be learned and why this is important in life. 20, give your attention to appropriate behaviours. 21, have another child place carbon paper under the Aspergers student paper while writing down homework assignments. Give the copy to the child to take home. 22, have the child progress through the following steps while learning. See it, say it, write it, and do it. 23, have the child underline or highlight direction. 24, if social rewards reinforcement is insufficient to bring about the desired behaviours, peer social recognition with earned activities or tangible reinforcers. 25, do you get a lot of defiant behaviour? Review how often you say negative things and give commands to the student. Negatives and commands will automatically shut off the teacher they come from. Get positive, encourage the student, and focus on progress, however smaller that may be. 26. Ignore as much as of the negative behaviour as possible. 27. In a multi-part task, provide visual cues that are written, drawn on the chess or on the blackboard for each part. The child then can engage into the next step. 28. In cooperation with the child, create a secret cue, e.g. tugging on your earlobe, clicking your tongue, saying on words such "huff" were that rallies the student to attend. 29. Incorporate movement into the lessons. 30. Involve the child's interest into assignments. 31. Keep directions and commentaries short and to the point. Avoid overloading the child with too much verbiage. 32. Keep unstructured time to a minimum. 33. Make a tube that the child uses as a telescope, keeping you in a view and blocking out the other distractions. 34. Motivate the student by having them race against the clock to finish the task or part of it. 35. Move nearer to the child when they become restless. Offer verbal encouragement or touch when misbehavior occurs or threatens to occur. Move closer and soften your voice. Number 36. Play instructions on an audio tape that can be replayed by the child as needed. 37. Play soft background music without lyrics. 38. Present the assignments in parts. Example, 5 math problems at a time with reinforcement for each completed part before giving the next segment of the task, or have the student mark off their own progress on a chart. 39. Provide do now activities for other children while you focus on that, especially as a child. 40. Provide a squeeze ball for the child to manipulate if they become frustrated. 41. Provide a bouncy inflatable seat cushion. The child may put his or her energy into squirming on it, but then they will stay on learn C. 42. Provide a grown-up to whom the child reports at the beginning and end of the day to organise their work and ensure assignments are handed in. 43. Provide a laptop computer to children who loses papers but not books. 44. Provide a second set of textbooks for the forgetful child to use at home. 45. Provide a special transition object, example, puppet, stuffed animal, etc. that accompanies the child to the classroom, providing a sense of consistency and support. 46. Provide an individualized written schedule to which the child can refer to. 47. Provide extended time to finish. 48. Provide options for physical movement, example, erasing the blackboard, running around, distributing, collecting materials, etc., etc., and build physical activities into this daily schedule. 49. Provide some choice or variation in assignments to maintain the child's attention. 50. Reduce the length of assignments so that the child doesn't lose interest. 51. Repeat and simplify the directions. 52. Set the child next to appropriate models. 53. Set expectations for behaviour before an activity or event begins. 54. Set up routines that prepare the student for upcoming transitions. 55. Teach memory techniques and study strategies. 56. To block out distraction on a page, create a window in a piece of cardboard that exposes only 1 or 2 lines of print. 57. To ensure understanding, have the child repeat directions in their own words. 58. To gain the attention of the younger Aspie, skip directions through a puppet. 59. To increase reflection and concentration, have the child identify the correct answer and cross out incorrect answers on multiple choice test questions. Inform the child that there may be more than one correct answer. 60. Use a clock to remind the impatient student that the next server must wait until a certain time. 61. Use alert cues to get the child's attention before giving directions. 62. Use colour and highlighting to accentuate certain important words or phrases on worksheets. 63. Use concrete objects to assist in keeping the child's attention. 64. Use examples that capitalise on the child's interest. 65. Use game formats to teach and or reinforce concepts and material. 66. Use more than one modality when giving directions. Supplement verbal instructions with visual ones. 67. Use oral testing if that format will keep the child's attention and better access their own knowledge. 68. Use pantomime to capture the attention of the child to give instructions. 69. Use performance testing. Have the child do something or make something. 70. Last but not least, use progress charts and other visual records of behaviour to encourage more appropriate behaviours that is acceptable for you. Use colourful charts and cards to motivate the student and recognise the effort that they are putting in. Well, this quickly ends a short brief overview of the 7 tips and tricks from a Friendly Aspie for educating students with Aspergers or Autism. Give me a like for thumbs up for support. Comment below. Follow me on my social media sites if you haven't done so. And don't forget, if you haven't done so already and if you want to be part of my YouTube family, subscribe to my channel by turning both on the right hand corner as well as turning on the notification bell. Share these videos around to family and friends. And all further ado, guys, thanks for support. Do what you love what you're doing. Until next time, Aspie signing out, and I'll see you all again soon. Ciao. 69.